Yeah, today I want to show you a different way how to use Hypertufa to make larger planters. If you watch YouTube very carefully or other social media platforms, they all make planters about this size with Hypertufa. And the reason they do that is because they have this fear of it exploding or being too fragile or whatever it may be. They stick to very small containers. And if I had to make this out of pure cement, let's say I use this plastic shell, this isn't heavy. It doesn't start off heavy. And their main objective is to get lightweight planters. Well, if you're making a planter this size or a little bit bigger, the weight is irrelevant. It's not heavy. So I want to show you how we can make an outer skin or with organic materials and an interior skin with high strength concrete. So this idea of combining the best of both worlds will allow you to make planters that last 20 years and that don't have the edges breaking off or don't have this constant moisture issue. So there's a lot to be said about having a concrete frame inside the Hypertufa to make it strong for many years to come, and having the organic skin on the outside. By having the organic skin on the outside, I'm achieving the look that people want with Hypertufa, but I'm building it on top of a super strong frame. So we're going to get a beautiful cement skin on here. Then we're going to mix the organic materials with cement and sand, and we're going to put the organic skin on top of the superstructure. And that superstructure will make this incredibly strong. Let's get started. So we're using a mix, 1 cement to 3 sand, and it's loaded with polypropylene fibers. And this is going to be the skeleton or the underside of the Hypertufa planter. Yeah, the more that you make these shells, the quicker it goes, the better you are at it. So just practice getting the stuff to stay up. Make a really rich mix. So this pure concrete mix is going to be the shell for the Hypertufa. And what I mean by that is we have the strength here, and then we have the desired look of having organic material on the outside of this. So by combining those two things, you're getting the best of both worlds, which makes it really, really beautiful to look at for many, many years to come. So we try to use our silicone bag mold. This is silicone on top of a plastic shell. And the reason we do that is it's so easy to take this out. Okay, we're going to use up the rest of the cement. Then we're going to mix up the organic portion of this planter. And this planter takes 2 wheelbarrows, almost 2 wheelbarrows of topsoil to fill. So you have an idea how big this thing is in terms of volume. Might not look so big, but it's big when you got to fill it up with topsoil. And then we're going to start mixing the organic portion. Yeah, in less than 10 minutes, we've got 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of a super strong shell that has lots of polypropylene fiber in it. So we have this structure. Now we've got to mix up all the organic elements. And I'll tell a little bit of a secret to this. The Hypertufa guys are not really telling everyone exactly how it works. There is an equation in the Hypertufa that makes it work or not work, and that is the cement element. It depends on how much cement you put into your Hypertufa mix, if you're going to be successful or not, if the planter is going to last in the freeze-thaw cycle, What they're promoting is that all the components that are in the cement aid with that freeze thaw cycle. But if you go into somebody's yard and they have 4 or 5 of these Hypertufa planters in the yard, they're always soaking wet. The planters are completely saturated with water, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the plants that are inside that planter. So pay attention to the quantity of cement you're going to put into this organic mix, and always add a good portion of sand in the Hypertufa mix, because it actually helps the cement bind better, because it's got something to actually bind to that isn't organic. So organic matter, lots of sand, lots of cement. It'll look really good. You'll get the best of both worlds: a super strong, a super dry concrete planter with an organic skin on the outside. Okay, so we're going to make the organic mix. Now, I have to really emphasize, and I don't think a lot of people are telling you how this Hypertufa works. The more cement and sand you put into your Hypertufa pots, the stronger they get. So let's just put that out there, that you need to understand. The more cement you add, the stronger it's going to be. And the sand acts as a filler that the cement can actually attach itself to. Okay, I'm going to add some more sand. Okay, so now I'm going to add, I don't have the right materials here in Ecuador, but these are rice husks. So I'm going to put a whole container of that. And this is the closest thing I have to peat moss on the property. I'm going to add that. Just going to make sure there's no stones in this. Okay, so there's my organic component. Get some of these green parts out. A little bit more water, just a little bit. And I always like to add a little bit of cement at the end, just so it gets into different spaces. You can see all the twigs, the leaves, everything's there. Okay, still want to add some polypropylene fibers just to give it a better structural element here. And I think we're going to put this on by hand, believe it or not, just to make it more rustic. Okay, we're ready. Wow! Come in here and basically stick all this on and leave it very rough and go fast. Remember, we're sticking wet cement to wet cement, so we have no problem. If this was dried out, you probably couldn't do it so easily. Where we are, this will definitely turn moldy because of all the organic material in here. Yeah, I want to talk about one of the main ingredients in Hypertufa, and that is the perlite. I don't know why people want to put perlite in the mix. It's the most unnatural looking element because you'll see all these white balls everywhere. So I prefer not to use the perlite. Vermiculite probably is a better option, but having everything natural without the white balls in here, to me, is a lot more appealing. Let it actually dry out overnight or 2 nights. We'll take it apart and plant it for you. Yeah, so make sure you take a trowel and make a nice soft edge here, because if you don't, it could cut you actually. That's how hard it is. And you could break off pieces. By having this edge nice and smooth, you don't have that issue. Okay, we've got all the texture everywhere. This is the outer shell, which is the organic material. I would put a number of 50-50. So we're pretty close to 50-50 in this mix. And this will definitely attract moss and other elements and will make this very green very, very quickly. I put a cap in here so I don't have to drill. And take that out. Okay, so the only thing we have left to do is to wait for tomorrow and to tarp this, get a tarp on here. I hope the texture looks good on the camera. There's absolutely no problem of these two surfaces joining each other because the cement was so fresh when we put the structural material with the Hypertufa material. So we'll have absolutely no problem with this. So we're going to tarp it and wait for the next day. Yeah, so the only other thing we have to do is when this dries out, we're going to burn off all the fibers with a torch. Want to keep the sun and the rain off of this for a couple of hours at least. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's 2 days later. We waited 1 day and it wasn't enough. The Hypertufa was soaking wet still. Wow, what a difference. Completely dry now. Okay, first thing we have to do is burn off all these polypropylene fibers. They burn off super easy and super perfect, like there's nothing left of them. So there's no reason not to use it. It's going to go everywhere quickly and sand off the pieces that are sticking out too much. And you can feel this surface is very different than a concrete mix. You can feel the earth inside here. Yeah, we got to flip this over and get the shell out of here. Tilt it. Poquito. Okay. I got to get this edge nice and soft. This mix is much stronger than a regular tufa, so this is, I got a little bit of that skin over. I got to make sure I get all this extra cement out. Spatula. ¿Tienes Laura? Okay, the water helped. Okay. ¿Agarras eso? Okay, this is going to be a lot easier because we have a silicone bag here. Look how easy this comes out. Okay. Con todo el agua. There's our hole. We're going to sand this lightly. Yes. Sí. It's going to look a little bit messy for a little bit, but we're getting some black mint in here for the smell. And we also want to keep it in containers because it grows so incredibly powerful here in Ecuador. By having it inside a big container with this avocado tree does help us out a lot. Getting a little bit more mint here to fill up this corner. But within 1 month, this will be completely filled up and overflowing. It'll look beautiful.